What's up, guys? This is J-Dub for Clogging Up the Airways. I got Jay here, my guy, man. He's a small business owner. He's the owner, operator of the Retro-Cade in downtown Leavenworth. If you haven't, I haven't been there. I did walk by, and it looked really super cool. It's down there on Delaware Street, right? Right. So it's on
right
Delaware.
Yeah.
Dad's Toy Store, right? Is right next to it, or
Dad's Toy Store, and then it's Santa Fe, and then we're the next store.
Right. Okay.
We're basically where the old Dollar General used to be a long time ago.
Right. So you guys are small business owners, and I just got a message from your wife. She says she's on it. So we're gonna share this, guys. I know I do this every show. There's a couple seconds of just drag. And usually I have a producer here that takes care of it for me, but not today. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. We are definitely live. Share it to my page. Okay, so yeah, my phone doesn't like this app at all for managing my pages. So I got to go and take a couple minutes now. Start telling us something about the Retro-Cade, man. So there's no lag time. Yeah, just talk your head off, whatever you want to say.
I got here in 2007. At that time, the little mall was still here. You still had the arcade and everything else, and was just working here because it was a great job and everything else. And then decided to make Leavenworth my forever home. I mean, you can't be.
So you said you were military, right? Not to cut you off.
Military.
Worked for the military. Your dad was
contractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And came out here to Leavenworth for a job, and then decided just to make this my forever home because of all the history in Leavenworth. I mean, there's just something about Leavenworth. I don't know how to actually frame it. It's small town, but it's not small town at the same time.
Right. I agree totally. I agree totally. My experience with the place, I've lived here since I was 8. I actually live in Kansas City, Kansas right now, but like I always call Leavenworth my home. I fought on a couple really big shows, and on both of those, not both of those, but all of those big shows, man, they ask you where your hometown is. I always say Leavenworth. So,
I mean, and then all of a sudden I see that there's no arcade anymore. And for a long while, I was so busy all the time, I really wasn't paying attention that the mall was gone. And I drove by one day and I was thinking the mall was gone. And then I started working because I've been involved in the arcade stuff since I was 12 years old. I've loved it. I even went out there and offered the former arcade owner to either buy his games or go in a partnership with him and fix some stuff. And, that never came to fruition. So I hooked up with some buddies, my brother, Lyle, and my wife, Sam. We decided to go ahead and make something. We wanted something for the community, for the kids, because there's really not a lot to do now that the skating rink and everything else is gone.
Man, you bring that up, the skating rink, man, not to cut you off again, brother. Man, the skating rink, man, like I have so many like awesome memories of that place, man. Like that's where I got my first kiss, my first French kiss, man, I met so many of the friends that I still have today there when I was, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. And like, in the arcade, the mall, you bring up the mall, like, so I've noticed so I think the trend now is like the outdoor malls, like you get at the Legends and you get at the Tiffany Springs, or it's not Tiffany Springs, it's Zona Rosa.
Which I don't understand. I mean, who wants to freeze their butt off walking around during the winter? To me, I like the mall because it was indoors.
Right. And I think that probably, that definitely goes up above our pay grade. I'm sure the higher ups, the money behind it probably figured it's a lot easier to they don't got to heat an entire building like that. You know what I mean? Utilities alone, I'm sure probably they're saving money there. But, It's to me, man, my fondest memories are malls, shopping centers like that, and then the arcades, man. Like, man, if you were alive in the 80s, 90s, and like even so, you said up to 2007, man, they still had the Leavenworth Plaza, which was an indoor mall. It was smaller, but it still had an arcade in it, and it's just it's a shame.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like where we grew up, and that's where we hung out as teenagers. We would go to the movies. Well, actually, we'd go to the arcade. Then we'd go to the movies on a Friday night. Then go back to the arcade. Do the same damn thing on Sunday. And then go to the movies on Saturday. And then go to the movies on Sunday. And then go hang at the arcade again.
Yeah.
You know, that was our place. Or either that or the skating rink. Friday night was the big skating night, or Saturday night when they would do the lockdowns where it was just all night. A bunch of teenagers inside of the skating rink.
Yeah, we'd have all night sessions at the skating rink. Yeah, that was awesome. Like $5, man. You go put $5 in an arcade or the change machine, man. It lasts you an hour.
Yeah,
that's back when we were kids, you know.
And then they started doing little different things, and the arcade started changing, and that's kind of the reason we did the Retro-Cade the way we did it. Is I want kids these days to know what the nostalgia was like for us back then. I mean, they come in. They pay a small fee at the door, and they get to play as much games as they want, except for our pinball, which we've got to charge for pinball just because how much it costs to maintain.
Yeah.
But, a kid comes in for basically $3 for a half hour or $6 for an hour and gets to play as much as they want. And, I say $3. That's a half hour. Half hour is $3 and $6 is an hour for a kid. But, I mean, you can't beat that. And it's $4 for a half hour and $8 for an hour for an adult. I mean,
I remember. So, like, I remember one thing I specifically, and it didn't really hit me until what you just said. When I got to the mall, and I was walking into to the mall, obviously as a kid, man. Hey, where's the arcade? Straight. The first thing, where's the arcade, man? I don't give a shit about anything else in this place, man. Where's the arcade? I just remember my mom, my aunts, uncles, whatnot, would take me to the arcade or take me to the mall. And then we would go straight for the arcade. Now, the arcade was something like as soon as you heard the lights or heard the sounds, seen the lights, and you start walking up into this bad boy, like it was just the feeling that I would get would be just like this crazy, cool, excited feeling. Oh man, let's really excited feeling. And man, like I think that I really don't know. I'm sure that like it's hard to. I know like they do good, so I've seen bars that serve alcohol. Obviously they got the Up Down in downtown Kansas City. I've seen there's a couple other ones too. My wife took me to one that was in downtown Kansas City, man, and it was food. You have dinner, and of course like the Dave and Buster's. You just don't get the same feeling from them places, man. Like, we those are all, upscale, and the gosh, just the meals would cost so much money. And
it's all about redemption. It really is. When it comes to Dave and Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese, things like that, it's all about redemption. And then the other ones, of course, are directed more towards adults. So, I mean, as a parent, do you really want to take your kid into a place where there's a whole bunch of adults drinking and smoking? No,
absolutely not.
And that's
not where I like to take my kids.
We wanted to differentiate ourselves. I love it. The biggest thing that makes my day is hear a kid come in and start screaming and running around and making all the noises we made as kids. It's the greatest feeling in the world. It's like, arcade! And they come running in, and it's like, the parents are like, come back here, I haven't paid yet, come back here. And I'm just like, how many kids you got? Let them go.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, especially when there's you can play anything. So, man, I did just see the place we were walking by. It was closed the day we were walking by there. Man, tell me a little bit about the place. Like, what? I know, so you got the old retro games, or do you got new stuff? Do you guys serve food, anything like that? You got you got going on in there?
We've got snacks and drinks. We're going to be moving into the frozen food arena where they'll have a microwave and they can heat it up and stuff like that. But it'll be good quality frozen stuff.
Right.
We do have a snack machine. We deal with all kinds of soda and stuff. We've got cotton candy. We've got Dippin' Dots ice cream, the cryogenic.
I'm there. You sold me right there.
And we've got a whole freezer full of Snickers ice cream, Fat Boy ice cream sandwiches, different things like that. I mean, we'd love to do popcorn, but I mean, popcorn can be a real mess when it comes to an arcade.
Ooh, doggy, boy, yeah. Popcorn is a mess, and that's a fun one. Hot dogs, anything like that?
But when we do the frozen stuff, we'll have the hot dogs and things.
Cool.
So that way we can kind of divert, not having to have a food license because it'll be on the individual, especially with COVID right now.
Man, it's crazy.
Give
so
it
I
to
was
an
going to get
individual
into that.
They're responsible.
I was going to get into that, and I say every show that I don't want to talk about COVID. Excuse me. I always say that I don't want to, I don't want to go on and on about COVID. It's the elephant in the room. It's definitely, I just have so many different opinions that I always try to keep to myself about the stuff, because there's always somebody that's going to get offended. So, but at the same time, man, like not wanting to talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. What has it been like for you and your family and your business to get through this just absolutely strange time?
The only saving grace I really had was I had a day job working for the Census Bureau at the time when it all hit. But I mean, then it was a burden on my paycheck that I take home, trying to keep the arcade afloat. We shut down in the middle of March because they started really, really pushing stuff. And
I remember.
We opened up in late April, and then all of a sudden the governor said that we're going to roll back. What happens? Well, I can't make a living at having 10 people in the place per hour. So we had to shut down again, and we didn't open up until like the second week of May. So you look March to May, we were closed down. So my day paycheck had to cover the rent, had to cover the electric.
And I know those downtown buildings are not well insulated. I had a business down there myself, and it was the utilities were insane. They're old. It's 100. It's the oldest town in Kansas. It was the first town ever built in Kansas. So I mean, they've got. It's such a cool place, especially downtown, man. It's the history is crazy. It goes crazy back. People don't even know about all the cool stuff in Leavenworth, and I didn't know for years. And a lot of the people that lived there for a lot of their whole lives didn't know that there was an underground city in that place. Like in downtown, there's an underground downtown. And nobody
believe we have one because you go to our front and you can tell where windows used to be and stuff like that downstairs in a doorway. And then you walk to another room that you're under the streets. And then you look at the wall that, yes, they cemented it up and everything else. But you can still see where there was a doorway which led to the Underground Railroad. And a lot of people don't understand that the Underground Railroad happened. And from here where we're at in downtown,
that's why it was so secret.
Delaware,
that's why it was so secret.
The escape room actually has access to it, and they've got where they show tours and that, but it's limited. It's limited.
Right. And then also there's another entrance to it over there where I'm such a big fan of hers. The lady on Delaware and Cherokee, or not Cherokee, it's Cherokee, Delaware, Shawnee and Fifth Street. I'm just having a brain fart.
Mama Cakes?
No, it's up 2 blocks.
Okay.
I'll think about it in a second. She's gonna hate me because I'm such a big fan of hers. No, she was voted Businesswoman of the Year in Kansas, and this has only been like a year or two ago. Anyway, Candle Queen, god dang, Candle Queens. So Candle Queen has tours also, So this old area in Leavenworth, like nobody really knows what it was, and like what you mentioned, man, the Underground Railroad. Now, if you don't know what the Underground Railroad was, just a quick history recap here. Kansas was a union state, and Missouri was a Confederate state. So back in the Civil War days, Kansas was free for slaves, and then Missouri was not. So they would sneak slaves from Missouri to Kansas in some kind of an underground tunnel that went
under the river.
Went under the river. Now let's go back to those days. Like that, the river was almost a mile wide. So people don't really realize this thing is super deep now and it goes really fast. But like that thing stretched from the bottom. So right when Esplanade is the last street that Leavenworth has before you drop off into the river bottoms. Okay. So, oh, my cat is, where's she at? Oh, my cat's in here. She wants to be on the podcast. So anyway, oh boy. Anyway, oh my God, you are get out of here. She's knocking down my green screen. Now you guys can see my basement's messy and
Nah, I can't see it too much.
Yep. That's classic. Let me put up this green screen again. Hey, get this cat out of here. She's knocking down the green screen. Everybody can see the messy basement.
Cat, come on. What cat is it?
Who do you think it is? It's that retarded freaking new kitty cat. Get out of here.
Oh.
She's new to the family, so she's into everything. Anyway, there's my son and mine. I'll be finished in a minute. Go on now. You guys are making me look unprofessional. Little man in his underwear. So anyway, where was I? Okay, so the Underground Railroad. Yes, so that river went all the way over to the other bluffs that you see over there in Beverly and Farley. So literally, Farley was the edge of the river at one point, and this is back then when they somehow dug underneath this bad boy to bring in slaves to free them, man. And this is nuts. Like I've also heard, I've heard about this. This was like a legend in Leavenworth. Growing up, everybody said that there's all kinds of history in this town and underground stuff from the Civil War days. Now, this was there's a house on so Broadway has all the big houses on it. Broadway, if you've ever been down Broadway in Leavenworth, if you haven't ever been down Broadway in Leavenworth, from down,
something you need to check out.
It is something you need to check out because they have all these houses from the Victorian period, and I mean, like all these houses are just amazing, and they're old, super old. There is a house that's it's not on Broadway, but there used to be Beverly Lumber right there, and Beverly Lumber. It's not a lumber store. I think it's a Baker Construction now. Anyway, there's a house right there, and that was the old legend was that there was one of the tunnels went into that house, and they were bringing right out of there. But I never seen any proof of that or anything. But yeah, it's just crazy how everybody talks about all this stuff, and then they found all this underground stuff. And it's cool that you mentioned. Like I didn't know that you guys had there was evidence of it at your place either.
Yeah, I mean, when you come out, let me know, and I'll take you downstairs and show you. I mean, you could literally go underneath the street. You can see where the lights used to be, like the metal steam piping where they would pump gas through to actually light them up, but they turn them into ordinary lights. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy, man. Like it's weird that even the older historians didn't know about this. That's nuts.
Yep.
Very interesting. So if anybody wants to get with you guys, like where can they go? Like, so obviously you guys have a social media page. Man, you want to plug that? Plug anything else you want to plug? Give some shout outs, anything like that?
Yeah. Some big shout outs to Kayla Sanchez, who runs Picasso's.
Yeah, Kayla.
And Stacy. Stacy, I don't remember exactly Stacy's last name, but she's Queens of Clean. Both of them were very instrumental in getting in,
awesome.
Helping me when we were first starting and everything else. I mean, me and Sam can't say enough good things about both of them. And even Candle Queen. I mean,
yeah,
great example of how to run a small business here. And we've talked with pretty much everybody. And Glenn down at Rosalind's Bakery. I mean, that's like a godsend to have an Italian bakery / deli in Leavenworth.
Yeah, people don't get it.
To get in touch with us, it's not that big of a deal. You can go ahead and go to Facebook, the.retro.cade.ks is our Facebook page.
Hey, run that by me again.
What's that?
Oh, okay, so sorry, that's Facebook. That'll be easy to find. I was gonna put it in the comments. I could put a link. You guys got a YouTube page, or not YouTube, but any other social media pages, Instagram or anything like that?
We've got an Instagram, but I don't remember what the exact word is.
Yeah, I can't remember my phone number. Like,
yeah, any post we make on Facebook automatically shows up on Instagram through our business page.
Super.
But our address is 421 Delaware Street. We are right next door to Santa Fe and Santa Fe Bike Shop, and what used to be picket fences, and then of course the Masons are right there also. So
Right. The Mason, the lodge or whatever.
and we're right across the street from what used to be Care Pharmacy.
Right. Is that no longer there?
Nope, they moved out of that and actually built a big, huge building down on 4th Street.
Used to be where the pawn shop was. Yep, I saw that. I put your guys' address in the chat or okay. I posted your guys' address both on the YouTube page and the Digital Alchemy Facebook page. So continue.
Yep. And we do birthday parties. We got 2 different types of birthday parties. We've got an hour-and-a-half party, which is $120. For that party, you can have 10 guests. And that's just for playing guests. So like if you had 20 people in your party and only 10 were actually playing games, that's the only ones you'll pay for. Any guest after the first 10 is $12 per guest. And with that, you can bring a drink, a dessert, and presents. Then we do a 2-hour party. With that 2-hour party, you can actually bring food too, and that's $150. And after the 10
so
guests,
you bring your own food. So like say pizza or something like that?
Pizza, anything.
Anything.
And each guest after the 10 is $15 per guest for the 2-hour party. And then we do private parties too on off days. And basically, you get the arcade and you pay $250 for a 2-hour party. But the arcade is yours on our non-open hours. So basically, you're getting a private party.
And you get access to the whole place. You're running the place. You're running the litter. Right. That is awesome. I'm gonna put up. So I put up your guys' stuff here. I'll leave it up for a few minutes after we cut out of here.
Okay.
So anybody wants to get any information, right there, all you need right there. Prices, kids, adults, all that stuff. Man, anything else you want to say, Jay?
We're here for the community. We want the community to come out and embrace us and know that they have a safe, friendly environment, that their kids or their teenagers can come out here, play games, hang out with each other. Every Saturday night from 7 to 9, we do a tween night, which means they come out here, they get to play games for $10 for 2 hours. They get 2 slices of pizza and a drink, and that's tween night every Saturday night for kids from 12 to 17 years old, 12 to 18 years old.
So the pizza, I asked her earlier about the food. So pizza, is that something you just do on that night?
Yeah, and that's from Little Caesars. Little Caesars. Right now we're in talks with Glenn down at Roslin's Bakery, and we're thinking about doing Italian sheet pizzas. I don't know if you remember those, the big old sheet pizza that was cut in squares.
Yeah.
We're trying to work a deal with him, and that's what we'll do instead of doing Little Caesars, because
keep it in the community.
I understand it's a local business. The guy who owns Little Caesars is still going to a corporation at the end of the day. If I can help Glenn at Roslin's even more, so be it. And we're probably going to do the same thing with his gelato and his Italian ice, make that like an option.
Right.
So people can have those as part of the party.
So, I just, every show, I always push this and to everybody, all the listeners, all the viewers, like shop locally. I mean, I got a huge following in Wyoming. I got a huge following just in the mountain region. I used to fight there. I have a huge following in Kansas City area. I have a really big following in Leavenworth area. Like wherever you're following me from, shop local, help these people out. They are, this is their dreams. They do this. And like, from what I can get from Jay here, he's doing it more as a hobby and because it makes him feel good.
It's nostalgia. Keeping something alive that children of this age need to experience like we experienced it. And, it's one of those things. It's not really a hobby for me. It's just knowing that it's going to take me a while to establish myself. We're only, moving into our second year now. It's going to take some time to establish ourselves. So yeah, I do have to have that day job, but eventually my goal is to go ahead and expand, keep on doing more. Like downstairs, we're working on getting laser tag going.
Oh, there you go, bro.
I am in talks with the guy who used to own the goat car track.
Yeah.
Our end goal is hopefully not this summer, but next summer. Hopefully this summer, but we'll see. Is to open up the goat car track again, put mini putt out there, airsoft.
Are you talking about out there on Eisenhower?
Yep.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, man, like, That place was really cool. I left town in 2003. I moved back to Wyoming. Didn't get back here until 2014. When I got back, it was closed down. I was just disappointed.
2007 is when he closed it down.
Mhm.
I've been in talks with him. I think it's something Leavenworth needs. And if we could have
Man.
a mini putt, laser tag,
Man, something.
airsoft and paintball out there, and he's even got that pond. So
Yeah.
my goal is to get like motorboat bumper cars.
Bumper boats. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be just like kind of like Hillcrest, but Hillcrest and Leavenworth.
Right. Well, I mean, like, it's just, I remember growing up here and like, this was a much different time. Obviously I'm an old guy according to my kids, but, the biggest, like, so there was for a couple of years when I was in high school, loitering became an illegal, like basically the plaza would be, I remember growing up seeing everybody park at the plaza and chit chat and whatever. And I get that, like, teenagers are knuckleheads, man. Like, you're going to get knuckleheads. Knuckleheads do what knuckleheads do. But you're also going to get, kids that are trying to have just try to stay out of trouble. When we were not even allowed to go and park up at the plaza because there was like a no loitering law or something like that. We couldn't park anywhere. You could not park anywhere and chit chat. If we pulled up next to each other in our cars, when I was, I think 16, 17 was when this was when I had just gotten my new vehicle and like cruising was the thing to do. They made
cruising outlawed in Junction City, Fort Raleigh. Mm-hmm. They made cruising outlawed. If a cop saw you do 3 times around, he would pull you over and give you a ticket.
And it's so odd that it's not odd. The way I want to word it is, it's just, I think that society has gotten a lot wiser since we were kids. In my opinion, like it's gotten a lot wiser. They're starting to kind of recognize that a lot of the things that were done, especially legally for kids, was not productive. Not productive at all. I mean, I can remember just like, that if you can't go out and cruise and do things that don't involve getting in trouble, like going to a Retro-Cade, going to putt golf, going to the skating rink, these things that are clean fun, man, you're going to find the bad fun, man. And, I think that as a community, we owe it to our youth to give them some options, options that don't involve, drugs and getting in trouble and going down that road that we all know is.
I knew many friends that went down that road.
A road that leads to pain.
As soon as they made cruising outlawed, I knew many a friend that got in major trouble. I mean, I know a couple friends that it just got worse and worse for them.
I'll raise my hand, man. I started smoking weed and it just went on from there. I had a really hard youth, man. And like, I don't blame it on not being able to cruise. Obviously we all make our own choices in life, but at the same time, man, like, I think that if your kid has options, man, then, I think you've got, better. I didn't want to get in trouble. I mean, man, but it's just, some places it's easier to get in trouble than others, man, especially when, you steer in the wrong direction a little bit. And then you don't have a lot of youth that are not youth, but a lot of role models that are there and willing to help. And like you guys with small business owners and whatnot that are out to help the community and try to make the place that we live in better. When you don't have those options, man, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yep. The more options, the better. The more options are the better thing that I consider. And as many options as I can provide kids, I'm going to. I did forget one thing. Sam comes by and she whispers to me, VR.
Oh, yes.
We do have a virtual reality arena, and basically it sets up a zone. You get in the middle of it. And it's got cameras on it. So if you start walking out of the zone line, the cameras turn on so you can see where you're at. And we also have a big old 43-inch TV that shows people outside of your VR exactly what you're seeing. So for $5 for 15 minutes, $8 for 30, and $16 for an hour, and we've got like The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners,
Oh man, that sounds
Saber
awesome.
Beats, Darth Vader Immortal. I mean, we've got like about
Darth
20.
Vader. Oh man, I can't wait.
I'd love to see you do Final Fight. We've actually got a boxing one where you get in the ring and you box. I'd love to see you do Final Fight.
I'm in. That sounds awesome. What are your hours of operation?
On Thursdays, we are from 5 to 9, Friday 5 to 9, Saturday 1 to 9, and Sunday 1 to 5. But those hours are probably going to be changing. We'll probably
So 4 days a week. Is that you guys are open? I'm sorry, you guys are open 4 days a week. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
No, we're open 4 days a week.
Okay,
Monday, Tuesday is just too dead downtown.
Yeah.
And Wednesdays just wasn't enough either.
Mondays is like a day off downtown. It seems like everybody's closed on Mondays down there.
Yeah. Mondays and Tuesday, hardly anybody opens on this street. So, except the bars.
Yeah.
But go figure.
Yeah.
But
right.
either way, we're open those days, and we're thinking about changing the hours to where it'll be like 4 to 8 on Thursdays and Fridays, and then Sunday will be, of course, the 1 to 9, and Saturday 1 to 5. I mean, Sunday 1 to 5. Not Saturday, we 1 to 9.
So Griffin here. This is my producer. He's normally here for this. This is my guy here. He wants to know what's going on with my hair. Yeah, you think he would be more supportive, but he's a good kid, man. He's helped me out with. I used to run the MMA show there in town. I mean, I still technically do, but they've obviously the sports industry is live entertainment industry is struggling. So we just shut the show down completely. When all this stuff is over, we'll start doing shows downtown again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy with any of the entertainment business right now. It was
hard when we could sell 100% capacity. It was hard to make a profit on it at all. And I didn't mean I keep cutting you off, brother. With the entertainment industry and live entertainment, it is absolutely crippled. Like anybody, like the small shows like that, none of them are running.
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible. And even like with the family entertainment business, I mean, I understand people are still scared. I get it. But we do extra steps. We've got what they call microband, is from Procter & Gamble. Mm-hmm. It is a barrier that you spray, and it lasts for 24 hours on a video game. Although we never do that. We go around about 3 or 4 times a day and spray our games and wipe them down. Mm-hmm. We provide nitro gloves if people want them. We provide masks if people want them. And, of course, it's a mask mandate as of right now. So, of course, we tell customers, if you're the only ones in the arcade, at that point, you can make that decision. Mm-hmm. But as soon as more customers walk in, the mask has to go on. And we expect if you're a family, you stay in a group. If you can't stay in a group, then 6-foot separation. Just all the safety steps we can do. We want people to feel comfortable, safe, and enjoy themselves. Right.
That's what it's all about. On any level, even if your COVID's not involved. So that's great, man. I'm in. I'll be down there. Like you sold me as soon as I saw Retro-Cade when we were walking through Delaware the other day. But yep. I didn't know you guys had the VR, man. And man, this laser tag sounds like that's going to be a great deal, because that's always a blast. My son, if he, the guy with underwear that came down earlier, if he saw or heard you say that, man, he wouldn't have been able to, that's where
it's going to be a 2,500 square foot arena. So it's going to be 2,500 square feet, which is a lot more than Main Event or anybody provides for laser tag.
Yeah. That's awesome. So is there any other shout outs you want to give, brother?
Well, my wife, Sam, she's been my rock all through this. It was my dream when we got together. I used to own one in Platte City, and then I had to shut it down just because the landlord got greedy. He wanted $3,500 a month for 2,500 square foot in Platte City, and I was like,
"Yikes!"
And I had to sell out.
Expensive, man.
But we got together as a couple when I owned that arcade, so she knows that love. Mm-hmm. Has always loved arcade games herself, and so when we got to everything in Leavenworth, she's like, "Hey, let's go for it again," and yeah.
Awesome, man. So we're going to wrap up here. and I just want to put it out there. Anybody that's watching, hey, if you guys are small business owners, you don't have to be from Leavenworth. You can be from anywhere, and you want to get some exposure out there. Let's do it. I'll put you on here. I'm gonna just do also I need to also kind of announce. I've announced it on Facebook already, but the show has grown. I am now associated with MMA Futures, which is a website. He's got an awesome brand. Anyway, we've teamed up, and the podcast is going to be available on all the major formats: Spotify, iTunes, just and also on MMAFutures.com. Which it's not only just obviously you're not an MMA fighter, and all my guests are not always MMA fighters, but it's an entertainment podcast just for entertainment in general, not just entertainment, but local business oriented type, just community oriented type podcast. But it is going to be available on all formats. We're going to start getting. I've already had some pretty big guests, UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, WWE guys. It's so. I expect it to grow and get more exposure, but I'm still not going to forget about all of the local business owners that I'm going to keep on doing this with them, hands down. I don't care how big. I don't care if I become Joe Rogan, like we're gonna still do local business owners. Like I just know what it's like to struggle when it comes to a business and a dream. We're in the UCL for 2.5 years, and it was we did 9 shows over 2.5 years, and it was there was a lot of ups and downs. COVID hit the brakes on all that. And I just know what it's like to have a dream and try to push it, and then, just be stressed out. And anyway, so everybody go down to Retro-Cade. It's in downtown Leavenworth. If you guys want to be on the show, hook up with me. Hit me up on Facebook. I answer all my messages. Shout outs to all my sponsors, Straight Edge Barbershop, Carlos down there, all my guys, Larry, Clarence, those 3 guys, and also Access Rejuvenation. They also are a locally, not local to here. They're local to the Kansas City metro area. They are a hormone replacement therapy, women's weight loss, all that stuff. I usually have them on here as my backdrop, but I got an awesome PNG file from my guy Jay here, so I wanted to throw their stuff up. All right, guys, we're gonna cut her off, man. Peace out.
Peace out. You guys have a good one.